Okay, so now the Gwent Challenger tournament was over a little while though. I finally sorted through some of these stats and some of these clips that I'm going to be talking over. So real quick, we'll just start by taking a quick look at this bracket over here. I don't know why it's messed up like that. There we go. Okay. So we started out with Trump. The invitees, I believe, were Trump, Life Coach, Nauseous, and PDD. So each invitee got matched up with someone who made it to the top of the who fought their way all the way to the top. And unfortunately, it looks like only one actually made it out of made it to the semifinals, and that was Fion 56 beating Trump. Trump was a bit inexperienced, but I can't really blame him. He's got to work on Hearthstone. Fion 56 was probably one of the most interesting characters in the tournament. He brought a lot of unique decks. I think he was the only guy who really separated himself with both the hero pick and the deck archetypes, and we'll see that later. Like he picked John Caveat, Nilfgaard Spies, which no one else in the tournament even picked either of those. Life Coach, of course, this dude's like a god at Gwent right now. He started off, swinging pretty hard a couple months ago by switching over to Gwent from Hearthstone. And he's coming away with $60,000. I'd say that's pretty worth it. So Life Coach, of course, the very top of the game. Okumena was a really interesting guy. He, funnily enough, from the same country as Fion, but he brought super anti consume monster decks. I think it was an interesting way to play, and I'm sure it made Life Coach stumble a little bit, or think twice at least, because that was a very unique strategy. Basically, he wanted to reverse sweep on monsters and just give up the other two games. If you can pick up one from the other one, that's great, but I wouldn't surprise me if that's how he actually made it all the way to the point that he got. It's just by picking on consume monsters, not banning it, and what have you. It's an interesting strategy. I'll just give him that, and I'll leave it at that. Nauseous, he has a streamer showdown thing, I think. Otherwise, I don't know a whole lot about him. He seems to have done pretty well for himself to make it all the way to the finals. It was a bit close here and there. Pronio, no idea who that is. PDD, I didn't know who this guy was before the tournament, as I mentioned in my top 5 clips, but he's pretty incredible. He was always laughing. He was always smiling. He was having a good time. It was fun to watch him. I wish he could have gone further, but I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye on him. I hope he sticks around in the scene. If you haven't watched his games, I definitely recommend you do so. He's a cool dude. Vistra, no, I don't remember his performance or who he is in particular. Okay, so some of the stats. Let's get this nice and blown up if I can. I don't usually use Notepad, but it's easier for this demonstration. Anyway, so I got the hero, the ban rate versus overall pick. Then I have the archetype, which can fall under this hero or a different one, and then the win versus total. Okay, so Brewer got picked 4 out of 12 times. That's like, what, 30%? No, wait. Is that right? No. He got banned 30% of the time. That's what it is, right? I'm getting my own stats mixed up. I'm so used to looking at it as a win-loss or whatever. So, yeah, he got picked up by pretty much every player in the tournament out of 14. Fion 56 was the only one who did not. He picked Francesca, I believe. And then you go into Scotel Control. Just about everyone played that, even Fion, if I recall correctly. Yeah. And got played 11 times, won 6 out of 11. That's pretty good. That's above 50%, I believe. If only just barely. Then Dagon was picked by pretty much everyone as well, except for, again, Fion 56, who picked Gaels, I believe. Interesting little strategy there. And it was banned 50% of the time. It won a little bit over 50%, so pretty solid there. Pretty much every time it went up, I believe it won just about. No, wait. No, that's stupid. Obviously, it didn't. But it seemed like it. No, what I meant to say, every time a player played it, they usually got a win with it. And if it did lose, it still managed to come around to win, I believe is the situation. It may have lost. It may only have like a 50% win rate, but it usually came around. Because people would almost always try and force that win on consume monsters. So at least get a single win. Crouch on Crate. I believe, was it Fion that also deviated? I think it was Fion and then PDD who both picked something different. Maybe. I don't care. Anyway, it had a pretty low win rate. It doesn't surprise me. The Warcry deck is really hard to pilot. Additionally, I don't want to pick on him or anything, but Trump lost three of those games. Otherwise, it would have been closer to some of these other stats. But it is difficult to play. The Warcry decks almost always got lots of losses before they actually got their win. Hence out Northern Realms got banned 0 times, but pick 7, kind of half and half with Radovid here. It won 5 out of their 8 games, so pretty solid. Whenever it did go up, it usually won. Radovid banned 0 times, picked 5 times, and it went just about pretty much even. As you can see down here, Full Test, Caveat, and Brand were picked a couple times. Oh, that's right. Siege. Fion picked Siege, I believe. Yeah, so Full Test, Caveat, Brand were picked a couple times by BDD and just Fiona. So those 2 guys were the only ones who actually deviated. And they're relatively negligible. Yeah, no really useful stats coming to that. So basically, what can we take away from this? Not really anything. All the stats are pretty even across the board. I think Warcry and Carton Creator are relatively interesting. People didn't ban Northern Realms at all. It was pretty much all on monsters. But otherwise, it's nothing. If you watch the tournament, you basically already have this knowledge. But it is pretty interesting. I wish I could have. I really want to get like some more stats on the overall meta, but this is just kind of like tournament wise. Okay, let's move on to this clips. So I'm just going to quickly go through these top 5 clips. You want to see them with my own little snippet of commentary, you should go watch that on the channel. Whoops. Okay, so this clip was pretty interesting. This was just showing off that John Caveat power, of which is actually going to be changed here pretty soon. And I apologize for the quality of it is not great, especially this clip. Downloading from Twitch is not the best. But yeah, that's John Caveat. Really terrifying and always a pain to go up against, in my opinion. I'm rather glad they're changing it. Okay, this is the infamous play in which Noxious got 5. No, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5. Got 5 strength units. All of them are pretty important to Life Coach's win condition. And he just gets it. And you can see his face down at the bottom right, bottom left. Just, it's awful. I'm not really sure. I guess he didn't take into account the 1 damage he was going to get from the boar, or the bear, rather. Oh well, kind of a mistake. Life Coach still ended up actually winning, as we'll see in this next clip. Yeah, so this is actually the next round after that previous one. He got his Varan Warrior up to 60. Man, that's just crazy. And he just barely ekes it out with a couple of these spiders over here. Just consumes 1 by 1 by 1. And I think in the clip I said he won by 6, but he actually won by 9. Or 8, rather. So it was really close. It was a great tournament. A lucky promote. What is this? Oh yeah, this happens a lot whenever you're playing Northern Realms, when you're kind of fishing with Priscilla to get that promote to save you. It was really good. Make sure to watch Okamena's games too. The guy was great. Watching him try and take the reverse sweep with his anti-consume monster decks were really cool. He just barely gets it. And make sure to watch these clips as well later on the channel, because it comes with the sound, which is pretty crucial to getting enjoyment out. Okay, so I believe at this time Noxious had made some slight misplays. He wasn't playing around Gravehag appropriately, and so he got 17 straight. Look at him smiling. That guy's great, and he just barely manages to win by 1 point. It was fantastic. I love this guy. Okay, and that was it. So some of the clips to talk over. I don't even actually remember what they were, but I'm just gonna pick them up one by one. Oh yeah, this was just I thought it was pretty funny, or interesting rather, how big the Cirrus can get. I think PDD had misplayed a tiny bit. I think he could have won this match, and he doesn't actually win this match, but I think he could have won this match with a little bit better play. I won't get too deep into it because it's been so long by this point. Yeah, he manages to do what he needs to do to clear the board and get back up. But yeah, that's the terrifying power of Cirrus, and this is a deck I played for a while too, and it's crazy. And he still lost. That's how crazy Skotal can be. Let's see, what was this one? Close Warcry. Oh yeah, I thought Nosh just had this one for sure, but he managed to just come back. These are actually the clips that I kind of gathered when I was trying to make the top 5 clips, and these are kind of the excess, the ones that didn't make it. What was this one? Oh, deck thinning, right, this is deck thinning. So, like, this is an excellent example of deck thinning because he keeps pulling out all these cards that pull out other cards, and that's why it's so important because now, basically whoever plays the most cards wins usually, and that's a good example here. I can't explain that very eloquently, but basically play more cards, win more games. Oh yeah, this is a really good Grave Hag. Or how powerful Grave Hag can be. Look at that. 27 strength. Just ridiculous. Grave Hag is crazy. That's why you have to play around Grave Hag when playing against monsters. If you can. And that's why anything that takes away from the graveyard is really powerful as well. Or limiting what goes in the graveyard. So stopping Neckers from getting Neckered Warrior or something like that. Or getting rid of the Arachna's Behemoths. Oh yeah, Life Coach is such a menace. That's what I named this clip. Life Coach the Menace. Because he managed to draw he beat Noxious round 2. And beating someone in 2 rounds instead of 3 is pretty incredible. He just kept pulling those cards out of Noxious one after another until Noxious just didn't have anything left. Fantastic play by Life Coach. If you're looking to get into the upper echelon to play, watch Life Coach. That dude's crazy. At the very least in the tournament. I can understand not liking his YouTube personality, which is a bit dry, but in the Hearthstone scene, definitely watch it. Oh, did I say Hearthstone? I meant tournament scene. See, what was this? Misplay. Someone misplayed. Who? Oh, was it Noxious? Did he surrender too early? I think that was it. I think Noxious didn't count out Warcry well enough. Maybe. Oh no! It was the exact opposite. Pro Neo used his Warcry even though it wasn't going to win him the game, and I believe the case was he didn't actually have anything else to draw from his deck. Oh, he did, but maybe it wouldn't be enough. It would have tied. No, because then the Leberkin would have kept buffing. Oh yeah, because that was it. Pro Neo wasted a card because he didn't count on his Warcry. Okay, what was this? PDD. Oh yeah, this is what he starts. So if you didn't watch his games, basically he was emoting all the time, and he got a lot of reactions out of Twitch. It was fun. It was fun to watch. I have a possibly misplay, maybe. Oh yeah, that's right. This is a clip I actually want to make an entire video around, and I'm not going to go deep into it here because I don't remember the specifics. But basically, so he has whatever that black unicorn is called. It's called like Syrinx or something like that. But anyway, so the idea is that he was going to use the Syrinx and reduce the strength down so he could get a better Igni off. But yeah, I forget the details exactly. I think buffing it would have been no. Wait, he was going to buff it. Man, I don't remember. If he had buffed it, right. Wait, okay, wait. If he had buffed it, okay, he would have buffed all these up to 8, but then he would have had a better Igni, and he also would have buffed his cards. But then you have the catapult, which could have accidentally hit one of these 8 strength cards and could have messed up everything. So it was a little bit risky, but I think generally speaking, he should have went for the buffing instead and get a better Igni off here. Yeah, actually, that probably would have worked. Yeah, actually, he probably would. If he had done if he had buffed instead of gone for the the nerfing of it, it probably would have worked out for him. Maybe. Who knows? Who knows? Again, if he got hit by just a single catapult, that probably could have ruined it. So that's a situation in which you have to measure like helping out your opponent to get better gains down the line. But let's see, what was this called? Solid monster play. I don't remember this. Oh yeah, that's right. This is how he set up his monster line to basically eat one after the other, so he can carry over a super strength unit over to the next round. It was pretty. I guess it's pretty common to see if you play a lot of monsters or you watch a lot of monster play. But as someone who doesn't, it was like, wow, man, these people are crazy. They're so smart. They know how to play this deck so well. Again, I'm not trying to pick on him or anything, but Trump had a lot of misplays in this tournament. Or not necessarily like misplays, but just a lack of general experience kind of hurt him. This is another case in which not playing around Grave Hag hurt him. So he plays his archer first, and then he's going to play the the medic later, but he should have played the medic first and then played the archer. He would have been able to get rid of this grave hag and get the additional strength from having a better card. It's a little bit complicated if you don't know exactly what I'm talking about. Basically, if you watch this clip over a couple times or the game, then you'll understand exactly where I'm coming from here. But basically, you want to get the raging. You need to get the raging bear for its strength. But since he did this second, he has 2 archers, which means he misses out on 6 strength, and he would have won the round if he had done it in the correct order, basically. But that's just a lack of experience kind of thing. If he had known to play around Grave Hag, he would have won that round. Okay, and then the last one, in no particular order, by the way. So this is just life coach being life coach. So, he brought in Vess. So if you don't know who Vess is, I actually don't even remember that well either. But I think it's whenever you play a gold card, you pull out a Blue Stripes commando from your deck, just like so. So basically, he's flooding the board with all of these Blue Stripes commandos, which allows him to promote those units and extend his lead even more. He also has these foot soldiers, these poor infantry, rather, which means he can flood the board even more. So basically, Life Coach was going for a very high risk, high reward kind of play by pulling out as many units as he can and getting maximum value. It's a really incredible way to play, and it's so awe-inspiring to see him play like this because I'm so used to very distinctly not doing that. Instead of playing all on the siege row, he changed things up by playing on the melee row. It's pretty incredible. Very interesting. I don't know, like, if anyone in the world could pilot this Vess promote deck as well as he did. And it's on display throughout the tournament. So make sure to check that out. So that's the Gwent Challenger tournament. Pretty incredible. This is going to be the last thing about it. I can't wait for the next one. Also, open beta tomorrow. Have a quick ramble time about it. Just kind of some of the changes. Also have a gameplay video about it later. And thank you for watching.